Death Battle. Time to look at you again. I mean, I did say that I would make a sequel list when Season 2 was done. Then, at a Q&A panel, Chen and Ben said that seasons were dead. So I said, screw it, I'll just do one of these every 25 episodes. So now it's time to count down my favorite fights from episodes 26 through 50. Same rule as before, I am only going to be talking about the fights. I mean, I'll give Chad and Ben credit, I love the analysis, and they have been getting funnier, but jokes are usually the funniest the first time you hear them. Oh, and of course, if you haven't watched these episodes of Death Battle, here's your spoiler warning. Also, as a note, while these are my favorite fights of this batch of episodes, I will write an ongoing overall top 10 list in the end credits. Anyways, let's begin.
It's time for a death battle!
We'll return to Delta Force right after these messages.
Sudhanshu, shoot! Sudhanshu, shoot! Sudhanshu, shoot! Sudhanshu, shoot!
Well, we are starting up with a big one. Chuck Norris vs. Sagata Sanchiro. Now this fight was absolutely insane. Both of them showing off impossible powers, planets being destroyed, Sagata using Saturn's rings as a weapon, and the fact that the fight ends with them ripping a hole in reality. So why is this only number 10? Well, with these impossible feats that they're pulling off, they're doing it with such ease and makes it look slightly less impressive. If that makes any sense.
It probably doesn't.
Plus, the fight not having a real winner does kind of hurt it. I mean, yes, there were ties in Season 1, but those fights didn't make it on the previous list now, did they? Though, despite that fight not really having a winner, I am aware that at least 2 of the battles has had them as a Easter egg in the background, so I guess I'll look forward to those popping up every now and again.
Apocalyptic! It's time for a death battle!
Okay, Snake, I've finished uploading the building schematics to your solid eye. The intel we need is inside. Should be a piece of cake, but there's one heat signature inside.
Just one?
Yeah, maybe everyone's out for a late night dinner.
Thanks, Otacon. Piece of cake.
We haven't added a chopper to the plan, have we?
No, the Paladin is your evac plan. Why?
We've got a party crasher.
Your new friend won't last long. There's only one way into that room.
Don't lecture me, he's mine.
Snake, he's in the room.
So this was a fight that everyone wanted to see, and when I saw it was going to become a thing, I gave an overwhelming...
That's cool, I guess.
So the fight was overall awesome. I mean, it's about 2 masters of stealth, which at first I was a bit worried that the fight might be boring, like it would just be 3 minutes of them hiding, then a gun goes off and that's it. And the fight itself did use stealth elements, but they only used as much as they needed to. The rest were awesome hand-to-hand combat, gunfights, and knife fights. Which of course involved Snake giving Sam Fisher a freaking German suplex. The one thing I will admit, when Otacon took out Sam's communication with Grimm, I just knew that Snake was gonna win. And I'll ask this, because they mentioned Sam's daughter during the analysis, is it bad that when Sam was killed, I instantly thought of this?
There's orphans tonight!
I'm a horrible person, aren't I?
Gotcha.
Piece of cake.
Heyo! It's time for a death battle!
Hey, Superman!
Son Goku, I've been expecting you.
Ready for a rematch?
The sequel to my #1 pick on my last list only makes it to number 8. Well, this fight kinda wasn't really necessary, and it probably really only existed to try to shut up the fanboys. I have no problem with them doing it. But when they revealed that that was going to be the next battle, I immediately went, Superman's going to win again, and I was right. And of course, I highly doubt it actually did shut any fanboys up. Now I'm just going to say this. I get it. The gravity formula they used wasn't 100% accurate, but that isn't why he lost either of the fights. Any complaints is usually, oh, the math's wrong, oh, that's the biggest detail. No, it is not. In fact, that's probably the smallest detail. Oh, that's probably why they left math out of the sequel. As strong as Goku is, even if he can knock around Superman a bit, Superman is still fucking Superman. You cannot beat Superman because he is made to be the most overpowered character in all of media. That's why a lot of people don't like him and find him boring. He's just overpowered.
Don't get me wrong, Goku is powerful. He can probably beat at least 80% of the DC universe. Hell, he could probably beat at least 80% of all characters in all of fiction.
As strong as Goku is, he just can't win. I mean, maybe in the future if they ever decide, hey, let's pull a Batman/Leonardo and give Goku a new opponent, maybe that'll work, I don't know. And hey, let's give Screw Attack some credit. They may have killed Goku again, but at least this time it was probably the most respectful way they could have done it. Quick, hopefully painless, and with his opponent carrying his body at the end.
Stop it! This is over!
I'm sorry.
It's time for a death battle!
in my way. Stand aside.
You know, whenever a new Death Battle comes out, I do tend to cheer for the character I like or at least know more. Here's a case where I was cheering for the character that I knew almost nothing about beforehand.
I guess if you have a backstory that's dark and tragic enough, you can make me jump ships.
Anyways, we have a battle of giant swords, Guts and Nightmare clashing. Nightmare trying to deal with this warrior that showed up out of nowhere and started attacking him. Guts dealing with a demon that he just happened to come across. Hell, Guts has to deal with Nightmare not once, not twice, but 3 times. First, some classic good old-fashioned Nightmare. Guts takes him out. Then the broken as fuck version of Nightmare, Night Terror. Guts takes him out too. Then Inferno is forced to come out of Soul Edge and deal with Guts himself, and it doesn't go well.
Good job, Guts. Now go kill Griffith, if you haven't already. I still don't know much about Berserk.
Darkness will consume